And Dave, I know you got to go, but I want to cover one last thing before we hang up here. And that is somebody who is, say, starting out, they're still relatively new into this. They're doing the bulletproof coffee in the morning, skipping breakfast, but they're ready for the next step. What are some of the supplements or adjuncts somebody can incorporate after, they get going on this a little bit and they're ready to evolve a little bit?
Some people are still stuck in that water only fasting and they say you shouldn't take any supplements during a fast. But that doesn't make sense because you're fasting for a reason. And if you have supplements that can give you the results you want better than fasting alone, I think we kind of have an obligation to do that. One of the really magic supplements during fasting that you read about in Fast This Way is activated charcoal. It's been used for thousands of years for detoxing any kind of GI thing. One of the reasons that you feel really uncomfortable when you first start fasting is that the gut bacteria have nothing to eat. Now, remember those four F words? You run away from, kill, or hide from scary things. You're a gut bacteria. You can't run away. You can't hide. So you start making something called lipopolysaccharide. This is your chemical defense system that says, I'm stressed. There's not enough food. I'm going to kill everything around me so I can get the food. And that compound, LPS, is well known to induce inflammation even in the brain. It crosses the blood brain barrier, crosses the gut barrier easily. Well, if you take activated charcoal, it absorbs all the LPS so it doesn't go into your body. So you can take that during a fast. It has no calories, but it absorbs the gut toxins and it really reduces cravings and makes you feel better. Another one of the supplements that I write about that's, I think, really powerful during a fast is proteolytic enzymes. And I talk about a few different formulas in the book, but one of the more commonly known ones is serrapeptase, which is the enzyme that silkworms use to break down silk. And when you take serrapeptase, it actually increases the enzyme capacity of the body to break down scar tissue and other things during the process of autophagy. So you can take one, or for me, I take about 10 of the very high strength, and this is a very mega dose of that. But I do that actually every night when I'm fasting, and I have for a long time because the benefits over time of keeping immune molecules down in the body, keeping scar tissue down, removing adhesions in the body, it's very powerful over time. But during a fast, it's even more powerful. So those are two of the basic examples, but there's a list of safe supplements and a list of supplements I call the Barfy 4 that you ought not to take during a fast unless you want to taste them again.
Coming back to LPS really quick, is this something the bacteria over time are going to produce less of if you're into fasting regularly, or is charcoal something that you're probably going to need to incorporate long term?
The studies that I wrote about in Superhuman show that charcoal actually lengthens lifespan in animals by about 15%. It reduces cardiovascular risk over time. So, charcoal is something that you take away from medication and away from other vitamins, but it has very powerful long-term effects. So I think it's one of those very cheap, very beneficial supplements that you might want to take regularly. As you fix your gut bacteria, especially if you're using the prebiotic fiber fasting hack that I talk about, you will change the ratio of good guys to bad guys. So you'll make less LPS just from having a healthy gut biome. You can do that without fasting, but fasting with prebiotic fiber, well, you didn't feed anything to the bad guys and you fed stuff to the good guys. So you'll more rapidly shift the balance of bacteria in the gut and you'll gain more beneficial species by just having the right substrate for them to grow on. So ideally, you'll make less LPS. But if you have really bad gas and you have lots of GI issues, the way I used to, then you'll find you have more lipopolysaccharide. Therefore, you have more inflammation throughout the body. And you do want to manage that in all the ways we talk about.